Hi everyone, it's Amanda Jean here again with another video, and today in my going series review I am talking about walking and biking. Now for today's segment I really wanted to do this segment outside since it is about walking and biking. However, sadly the Florida weather just isn't cooperating. It's actually going to thunderstorm today, and so unfortunately I'm back inside recording. And also, in case you've noticed, I did get a haircut this past week, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I've been enjoying it. It makes me feel a lot better and self-confidence. With that, let's get on with the video. Walking and biking, for me growing up, I actually did have a lot of exposure to it. For me, biking was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed being fast. Once I learned actually how to have good balance and how to ride safely, I enjoyed it. I used to ride in my neighborhood, in my grandma's neighborhood, a lot, and then growing up I also biked a little bit around my neighborhood in where my mom and I actually lived. So I did enjoy it. With walking, I actually was allowed to walk home when I got older in middle school and even in late elementary school. I walked. However, growing up, at one time when I was in middle school, my mom let me walk home with a friend, and when I did not return home on time, she panicked and she went looking for me. And once we did meet up, because I ended up going back to the house from the convenience store where my friend and I went and bought some treats, my mom grabbed me literally by the wrist and said, well, I don't want you walking home anymore. And she was just really angry, and she took me in the house and said, I'm never going to allow you to do this again. And my mom set me up with a O&M specialist through school to see if my vision was part of the problem. And I remember the report saying, you know, you're basically smothering your child. You're worrying so much about her that if you keep doing this, she's not going to have any confidence. She's not going to grow into this young, independent young person that we know she can do and become. So the report just suggested, hey, let her do more on her own. Her vision-wise, she's fine. I just remember at that time a lot of my peers just going over to Sonic, getting something to eat afterwards, and then walking home, and I was just like, well, why can't I do that? Because my mom used to come and literally we would walk home together almost every day. And I remember there was an alley that my mom and I used to take the shortcut through to get home, but my mom said never take it alone. And of course that was for safety. But I agree with that report. She should have let me do more on my own. And that brings me to the first point I learned was the advantages and disadvantages of walking and biking. I believe that if your child is in a safe area, if based on their ability, of course, you have to decide what's best for you and your child. Because I'm not no O&M specialist. I'm not a low vision specialist. I'm just someone that has had nystagmus for many, many years as an adult. But I believe that they should be able to walk or bike anywhere as long as it's safe for them to do so. Another thing that I learned in this course is to talk about safety. And of course in middle school and elementary school they talked about safety. You know, knowing what phone numbers to call in case I got lost. You know, now everybody usually has a cell phone, so you don't have to worry about memorizing numbers. But as far as safety, I always carry my cell phone if I go out. And I always carry an extra charge port if need be. You know, especially when I'm out around town. Carrying extra cash with you in case you do need to take a cab home, in case somebody can't come get you. That's another thing, is always try to have a backup plan in case something were to fail or the weather goes bad or whatever. And another point that I learned is to start teaching these skills, these travel skills very early. You know, I didn't get O&M until I was a young adult. And I believe that if I actually did have some training, more training in travel skills, I would have been more confident. When I talk about travel skills, I'm talking about learning about safety, you know, compass directions if um, if your child needs that. Any child, regardless of their vision, should learn basic safety skills. You know, landmarks. Landmarks for me was a big thing growing up. My mom taught me that from when I was young. And for those of you in my audience that don't know what a landmark is, it can be a sign. Um, it can be, you know, something in front of a store. It can be a door to a store. Like if you're in a coffee shop, you know, a certain sign by a door. It could be, in Target, it could be the coffee shop by the exit. You know, that can be a landmark. Something to show you, to remember where you've been and to get you back to point A after you've traveled. Those are important skills to have. You know, I miss riding my bike. I haven't rode a bike in a long time. I usually walk now, but nevertheless, I enjoy it. Guys, if you like this series and you like what we're talking about, leave me a comment down below. Parents, once again, if you have questions about this, about being a non-driver, let me know down in the comments below so I can address your concerns. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys again soon. Bye!